Well, I want to welcome you to Christine's Corner, and I have here with me in the studio Mr. Warren Salmon, and he has founded an event called First Fridays, and he's going to tell us all about it. So, Mr. Warren, welcome to Christine's Corner.
Well, thank you, Christine.
And tell me, when you founded First Fridays,
Okay.
what exactly is First Fridays?
All right.
And what is your vision for First Fridays?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. It's an honor to be here. I really appreciate it. First Fridays is an event that started here in Toronto almost 21 years ago. We'll be having our 21st anniversary in June. And it's a networking event on the first Friday of every month. So I actually came across it places like Chicago and DC while I was doing business down there, and thought it was something that we could use here in Toronto. So it's for entrepreneurs, professionals, and anyone who's interested in finding out about different things that are going on in the city and in the community and stuff. So every month we have a different theme. So for example, March was our media night. So we invited different people from the media out. April, which is coming up, is our branding and marketing. In May, on May 1st, we'll be doing it's like a Dragon's Den or Shark Tank. It's called Get Your Big Idea Funded. And it'll be an opportunity for, people who have a business that they'd like to get funded or started, who are looking for, investors or looking for different funding sources. We're looking for people to pitch their ideas if anyone's interested. We're also looking for dragons as well. We have a number lined up. And so, so every month we have the different themes, and we have presentations along those themes.
Okay. Is it fair to say that anyone who is in business, newly starting or already in business, should attend First Fridays?
Oh, definitely, yeah. So it's a great networking opportunity. A lot of people have grown their business through First Fridays. So we have quite an extensive network of about over 15,000 entrepreneurs, professionals, and stuff within mostly the GTA. But we also are connected with networks beyond the GTA as well. So yeah, it's a great opportunity to really, do some outreach and to help grow your business.
Having it on the first Friday of the month, was there a reason for that?
Just, I guess the day that was chosen, and the name kind of, the double F is kind of easy for people to remember. Yeah. But we also do some other events. We do a career and entrepreneur fair. We have that. Our next one is coming up on Saturday, May the 9th at the North York Memorial Hall in the afternoon. So we'll have exhibitors and workshops at that one. So that's another opportunity for people who are recruiting or have entrepreneurial opportunities, or workshops that they'd like to share with a captive audience, to come out and get more exposure as well.
Yeah. So how diverse is First Fridays? Well,
it's actually, with respect to age and stuff, it's we have people who are people in college and university students, up to seasoned entrepreneurs and professionals, some retirees as well. So it's really a broad age range, because people can still see value in the different areas of focus, and it's great for networking as well. And it's open to everyone. It's open to the public, so everyone is welcome to attend.
I like the retiree part, because there are people retire and starting their own business.
Sure.
So I like that part very, very much. I also like the name First Fridays. I did have the opportunity to attend a few times, and it's interesting that we meet quite a number of people, and unexpectedly people who I haven't seen for quite a while. I happen to meet them at First Fridays.
Right.
So I particularly like the retiree part myself.
Sure.
Besides First Fridays, what else are you involved in the community?
Well, I actually came across First Fridays. I have an educational software company. So I have a line of software for elementary, junior, and high schools that teaches as multicultural, teaches history and just in a lot of different subject areas like math, science, history, geography, language arts. So most of the different subject areas. It's being used in schools here in the GTA, and also about 30 different states in the U.S., the Caribbean, the UK, and parts of Africa as well.
Right. Oh, so. That's interesting. I didn't know that part. Well, that's really, anything else that you think might be beneficial to the viewers out there that you need to know about?
Well, also within First Fridays, we do. You were asking about our boat cruise, you know, so we do some social events as well. We have a large boat cruise every summer, and some of the other events that we do a finance and real estate. That'll be in July. August is our authors and artists.
Okay.
During the film festival, we do a focus on the film festival. Also do an education focus. Also a health and fitness focus as well. And we do another event called our Men's and Women's Edition, where we separate the men and the women initially. And they, you know, talk about different areas of interest and have presentations that are focused, you know, on each gender, and then everybody gets together at the end. So the basic format is, well, I usually have about half a dozen presentations around the theme. Those are usually about 5-10 minutes. And so we have networking before, and there's also what we call our 1-minute commercials, and that's an opportunity for anyone who'd like to do it, come up and say, who's not on the main program, to say a few words in 1 minute or less about their business or an event or anything that they'd like to share with the crowd.
What I know about First Fridays is location. Location changes all the time. Great locations. What is the reason for that?
Well, we a number of reasons. So for certain events, we like to move it around a bit. So, for example, for our anniversary, we usually try and find a special places. We usually do them in the downtown area. It's a bit more central.
Right.
But for our finance and real estate event, we've been doing it in different condo showrooms. So that's a nice, atmosphere for especially a real estate related event. And then, I guess venues also come and go.
Yes.
So it's kind of good to have a choice of different venues to choose from, and it changes things up and makes it a bit more.
It also brings some business into the venue also.
Right.
And a chance for people to experience different venues. They might come across, say, oh, I didn't know this exists.
Sure.
Oh, I like that. And
right.
Yeah, and check it out again, so to speak.
Yeah.
For young people, what do you advise you have for them, as on the business sector, and how to market the business?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's really, for any business, you really have to find out who's your customer, who's your target audience, and then how to reach them. So that's really one of the, and making sure that there is a market for the type of business that you're trying to start. So you have to really, do your homework. You should write a business plan, and it's all right to take some real time to do a thorough business plan and really do your research. So they say that sometimes, if you take more time to do your business plan, it could be a month or two or whatever, that will benefit you as you start off your business, because you'll have done the research and get to know your market and who your potential customers are. And
what is your vision for First Fridays? Where do you see it?
Right. Well, I see it possibly, being, there's talk of possibly having a TV show, so we may be looking for a host.
Okay.
We're also doing things online as well. Last year when we had our Get Your Big Idea funding event, we actually had a gentleman from Korea. He was in Korea, and he pitched his idea from there. So there's definitely an opportunity to have, more international content, live, and live interaction internationally. And also, looking to expand in different cities as well.
I was just about to ask if you see First Fridays going somewhere.
Yeah. Well, we had started a Montreal chapter. As well, and talking to some folks out east in Nova Scotia and stuff, and there's been interest in other parts of Canada as well. We've done some events in Ottawa, Calgary, and stuff, and then we also network with our U.S. Friends down there, and we do some events as well. We have an event this summer. It's a trip to Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow!
And we'll be having networking guru George Fraser. He's an author. He wrote Success Runs in Our Race, and he'll be also part of that. So it'll be, you know.
And where is he based?
He's based in Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland, okay.
He's known as the #1 African American networker. You know.
Is he come to Toronto anytime
Yeah, we've
soon?
had him up to First Fridays a number of times. And so he's an author, and he you know, is a great speaker as well.
When is he coming back next?
We don't have anything scheduled right now,
okay.
But we will be promoting our trip to Puerto Rico as well in August. That he'll be speaking at.
So that would be some fun and some business, so to speak.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Very nice. And who knows, possibly the other islands might catch up.
Well, yeah, and I think we'll also be looking at more trips like that, and probably looking at you know, some Caribbean destinations for that as well.
And who exactly will be going on the trips? Yourself and?
So yeah, the audience is, I'd say, you know, again, a lot of entrepreneurs and professionals, but it's very international. So you know, Canada, the U.S. Primarily.
Okay. So when someone wants to market their business through networking at First Fridays, how do they go about it? Do they call you up? Do they register? Do they?
Yeah, so they can go to our website, firstfridays.ca, or just contact me.
Right.
We can look at, so there's a number of opportunities for promoting their business. They can do a presentation at the event. We have some sponsorship packages where they can, you know, get exposure to our broad network. There's some opportunities on our website. Then events like the Career and Entrepreneur Fair. So, you know, they can get a table at the event as well. So there's a number of different opportunities for them to promote and get exposure to their business.
Well, I'm so glad that I had you here today, because I'm learning a lot about First Fridays that I wouldn't have normally known just by coming to an event, you know, but sitting and speaking with you, as you, so I could use some of that information and encourage people to attend First Fridays. You know, so if you have found your niche, viewers out there, and you want to expose your business, make an effort to attend First Fridays. It's a great event, you know, and you just never know when the opportunity will present itself. So be quite ready. So it was great speaking with you, and at some point again in the future, after your trip to Puerto Rico, I would like to have you back on the show, and you can tell me about all that, you know, and who knows, maybe First Fridays would be synonymous in all the Caribbean islands at some point in the future. So do you see a legacy for First Fridays?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's really, I guess, really helped a lot of people. And, you know, a lot of businesses have been really, you know, grown through it. People have found jobs through it. And some people even got married through the event as well.
So it really does benefit.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a great event. I do recommend it, you know. Yeah. So there you have it, our viewers. First Fridays, every Friday of the month. As Mr. Warren Salmon said, giving you all the inside information. So promote your business, get your business recognized by attending First Fridays.
NVP sound to your done.
Wake up in the morning and pray. Things are better today. Will you help me spread some love? Find a way to do the thing right. That's what it was and they fight. Help each other.
That's right. Because I was going to ask you, you know, you were 5, you didn't lose patience, sorry, because we're working on a lot of things on the marketing and stuff for you. When I said she came to my door, I wasn't joking, you know. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff for that. But
it's gonna be a pretty fat moose.
It didn't work either, so you had a lot of people who would discontinue care not understanding that chiropractic was more than that.
Really within Toronto itself, because you cannot go buy property in Toronto if you want new, you have to go in the suburbs. So you find the development is moving forward and forward away. And all these immigrants that come into the country.
Come off me, but damn you just stop trying to make me feel like I need your permission.
Come and hold me like pressure on chain. We go break with knee company girl and come in. Keep that bumper rolling. Bring thing I say, girl, give me.
Stacey Grant portraying the Emerald Princess. This vibrant costume is represented in various shades of green. Lammy, satin and lace were used in creating this portrayal. Braids, sequins and rhinestones were also used. Green and gold foil were used as highlights.
Well, good morning to everyone, and a God bless day to you. I'm Christine Craig, and you're watching Christine's Corner. I have with me in the studio today a young woman, Chanel McDonald, correct? I think she's a remarkable person, and Chanel is going to tell us about her perseverance, her endeavors, her dreams, and where she sees herself, well, in the next 10 years, so to speak, from now on. So Chanel, good morning, and welcome to Christine's Corner.
Good morning, Christine. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Now, I had the pleasure of meeting you at the Yuppie this year. It's an event I attend on a regular basis, and I am so pleased when I see what the young people are doing. But when you came up as a Yuppie from 2013,
Yes, 2013.
and I heard about your achievements and how you persevered. I think you're just so inspiring and motivating to young people. So tell us about Chanel.
Okay, so a little about myself. Well, I started in Jamaica. I was born there, grew up most of my life. I've been to Canada before, back and forth, but I finally came back with my mind made up in 2012. So upon arrival here, I was put to go back to school, and then I had to repeat a grade I had already completed in Jamaica. But nevertheless, I never allowed that to keep me down, and then now I'm here studying at Ryerson University, living in Scarborough. Yeah.
So Chanel, tell us, what motivated you? What kind of support did you have that pushed you to your limit?
So for me, when I just came, it was a really low moment in my life. I was really depressed by the system and having to go over the same things I did in Jamaica and having to validate my thoughts and suggestions whenever they're brought about, because my credentials is in Jamaica, so they're not necessarily valued here. So having to do over everything, and then one day I got a flyer from a health center, and apparently they have like community programming for youth in the community. So I went to their programming, and then I started to meet others like myself who are immigrants who are struggling here with the transition, etc. And then I felt like I wasn't alone anymore. And then that's where I met mentoring officers, so the staff at the Taibu Community Health Center. And they've just been like one of my primary motivations from ever since.
And how about family and friends? What kind of support did you get?
So my mother is in Jamaica, and I grew up with her majority of my life. So even then, coming here and leaving her behind was definitely a huge setback for me. However, I still keep in constant communication with her via the mobile. Have to. And then here I live with my father. So he's been there for me also. And so my family support is definitely there. And I definitely appreciate that. Also, persons within the community that also help me.
Well, I'm glad to hear the support of the father. Kudos to Dad. Dad, let's hope you see this. So tell us some of the things that you have achieved for such a short time coming here to Canada. Yes.
So when I just came to Canada, one of the first things I needed to figure out was my career path, what I wanted to do. parents tend to say, oh, doctor, lawyer, teacher. And I said I wanted to decide on what I wanted to be, right?
Correct, yes.
And so going back to school and finishing up and then deciding which university or if I want to go to college after. And then I also had some issues with some of the guidance counselors because they recommended alternative options for me, but I really wanted to go to university. That's where I saw myself. So I did my research, figured out what requirements I need and courses, etc. And at the end of the time in high school, I was able to apply for university and I got accepted into Ryerson University. During my time there at the high school that I went to, I received MVP on flag football, so I got involved in sports. I was also an ambassador for the school. So I was one of the persons who would help newcomers like myself to transition into the system, introducing them to some of the support available at the school and how to go about doing their courses and how to put themselves in the correct pathways for future references.
Yeah, because you've been there, so you are reliving your life experience to help others.
Yes.
One of the things I really liked is when you were told about alternative and you decide no. I like people who says no to that and stick to what their goal is, what they want for themselves.
Yeah.
In the community now, based on your community volunteers or activities, what kind of awards did you get?
Okay, so for one, I received the Rosemary Sadler's Award, and that was given to me through the African Heritage Educators Network.
Very good.
I've also received Student of the Month at the school. I received a position as an ambassador of the Taibu Community Health Center, so I do a lot of youth advocacy within the community and a lot of outreach, getting students involved. Last year I was also featured in MP Rathika Sister Vaison's newsletter for Black History Month, and I also received the Black History Month award at the school that I went to, just to name a few. Yes.
That's why I say you are remarkable. Now, on the award of health, tell me more about that, because health is one of my passion.
My award from the Taibu Community Health Center?
Yes, tell me about that. What exactly did you do there?
Okay, so at the Taibu Community Health Center, as I mentioned earlier, they do programming for youth within the community, so something to keep them occupied when school is out. And I got involved as a participant at first, and then after building in personal growth and development, they've decided to move me up to become a mentor for students within the programs that they have. So they also have the Youth Health Network. Okay. So basically, it's just a group of us as individuals that we come together and plan initiatives for the community. So perhaps healthy living, we would do exercise workshops with students. And I was actually one of those appointed as a camp director for Taibu Community Health Center first March break camp, which was held in 2013. So they went about training us and they sent us to the YMCA, and we completed like about 6 weeks of extensive training on program facilitation. And then after that we sat down as a group for a week, and then we created like the curriculum, the module that they have been using from ever since. So that was definitely a major achievement for me.
So this is a very well thought out program.
Yes.
It's not just something where you go and you do something.
No.
It's well thought out, it's organized, tell me, Chanel, what, in such a short while, all that you have accomplished, how much more is there for you to do or would like to do?
What I would like to do? Well, I'm doing so much now, and to be honest, I have a plan on where I'd see myself in a couple of years. So I do intend on going to law school after graduating from Ryerson University.
Nice.
I want to specialize in family and immigrations law. But it seems as if every step of the way I go, more opportunities are coming my way, and then it's opening my mind to think of other stuff. So for example, I'm working at Ryerson University now. I didn't see myself doing that a couple of years ago. So now I'm getting interested in student affairs. And I'm also a residence advisor coming in September. So as I said, as I go along, there's so many more opportunities that are coming my way. I just haven't stick to one. And it's always good to create options, right?
Yes, that's right. There is nothing having a few options. Do you see yourself as, instead of being somebody's employee, you are employing?
I definitely, for sure, whichever career path I should follow, I definitely see myself in a leadership position, perhaps a manager or a CEO. But as I said, I'm not sure exactly where. It could perhaps be in legal services.
Right.
I could perhaps be the director of student life at a university or some sort of educational institution. So for sure, I definitely see myself in an executive position, because I do have a lot of friends that they tell me that they do look up to me. And even just coming here and meeting students or other youth, my peers in similar shoe like myself, and they see what I've accomplished and they're like, wow, I've been here before you and I haven't done so much, right? So I'm definitely an inspiration to many of my friends.
That's correct. Well, you see, you are different to them because you were persistent and you know what you wanted. And you did not get deterred from the goal. Well, Chanel, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today.
Thank you.
And I know that you will go very, very far. And in 10 years from now, I'll say, hi, Chanel, remember me? Say, oh, yes, I think so.
Of course.
Well, as I said, you're quite a remarkable young woman. And I wish you were my daughter. In your achievements. So there we have it. This is Chanel, and remember, there might be a young man or woman out there who Chanel can inspire. I said it's not going to be easy, but persevere, stick to your goal, and like the little engine says, I can and I will. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you for having me again.
You're welcome.